Let's continue discussing Sam Tatam's book, Evolutionary Ideas. The book explores the use of heuristics, particularly the fast thinking of System 1 in the human brain, employing various flexible methods to influence decisions and behavior. To shape people's actions according to your intentions, the traditional approach involves either coercion or temptation. Commanding compliance may lead to resistance, while economic incentives might incur high costs. Behavioral science, however, advocates a subtle approach, utilizing nuanced designs that require minimal effort yet effectively influence individuals, making them believe they made the choices willingly. Sounds too good to be true. Indeed, the effectiveness is not absolute, and at times, it may fall short. Nevertheless, its impact can be surprisingly powerful. Today's discussion centers on assisting decision-making in situations without imposed constraints. Let me share a particularly famous example, from Dan Ariely, a professor at MIT, as mentioned in his book, Predictably Irrational: The Hidden Forces That Shape Our Decisions. There was a period when The Economist magazine offered 3 subscription options. Option 1. Online version only for $59 per year. Option 2. Both online and print versions for $125 per year. Posing a decision-making dilemma between comfort and cost. Option 3. Print version only, excluding the online version, also priced at $125 per year. At first glance, Option 3 seems to insult the intelligence of consumers. Why pay the same price for only the print version when, for the same amount, one can get both versions? The key lies in the role of Option 3 as a decoy, a false target. No one would choose it, but its presence makes Option 2 more attractive. With only options A and B, the decision wasn't clear. Introducing Option C, which is clearly inferior to Option A, makes a more appealing. Although the rationale for choosing A over B remains unclear, the introduction of A, Option C, provides a reason to choose Option A. This reason isn't sufficient, as it doesn't address the direct comparison between A and B. However, decision-making, in many cases, is not a rational calculation. Now, with the presence of A-, System 1 finds Option A attractive, leading to the choice of A. The very outcome the business desires. Experimental results support this phenomenon, known as the Decoy Effect. Stores often deliberately place an expensive and undesirable product on shelves, serving as a decoy to highlight the attractiveness of the adjacent product. Similarly, restaurant menus might feature a couple of conspicuously overpriced dishes, also acting as decoys. Tatam illustrates that even animals respond to this strategy. An experiment was conducted with Canada jays. Raisins were placed at 2 locations, with 1 raisin closer and 2 raisins farther away. The jays showed a lazy tendency, mostly choosing the closer location. However, if you introduce another option, placing 2 raisins at a greater distance, the second option, having 2 raisins not so far away, becomes more appealing. In the experiment, the likelihood of jays choosing the second option significantly increased. Human decision-making is predominantly governed by the fast judgments of System 1. System 2, being lazy, generally hesitates to intervene and defers to the decisions made by System 1. This technique has evolved into a field of study known as choice architecture, specifically examining how the layout of options influences decision-making. There's no coercion or temptation here. It's about guiding you through a simple arrangement, making you believe it's your own decision. The environment in which decisions are made significantly influences the choices we make, and seemingly trivial details can shape our behavior. We'll now explore 3 techniques: defaults, concretization, and chunking. The simplest form of guidance is setting defaults, a core concept in Richard Thaler's book, Nudge. Improving decisions about health, wealth, and happiness. For instance, many Americans may be reluctant to save for retirement, but if the default option when joining a company is set to automatically deduct a certain percentage of monthly salary for retirement savings, the money gets saved, because people are too lazy to change it. If a cafeteria menu defaults to healthy options, people are more likely to eat healthily. Defaulting to agreeing to organ donation when obtaining a driver's license can reverse the consent rate. All these defaults are the most flexible settings. You can easily reject or modify them, yet most people accept them. Defaults also play on a subtle psychological factor, making you feel that the default option is socially accepted, and everyone expects you to choose it. It feels awkward not to choose it. A shower mixer with a temperature adjustment knob might have 38 degrees labeled on it, and people might assume that 38 degrees is the ideal shower temperature. A TV remote with pre-programmed buttons for Netflix and Amazon subtly suggests that these are the video services everyone should subscribe to. For example, Firefox is an independent browser not tied to any operating system. Users download and install it themselves, and it's free. So, how does Firefox make money? Each browser has a default search engine. Whatever keywords you enter, it automatically goes to the default website for the search. Of course, you can change the default if you don't like it, but that default is valuable. Mozilla, the parent company of Firefox, generates over 90% of its revenue from this default. It collaborates with several search engine companies, with Google being the largest partner. From 2021 to 2023, Mozilla could earn between $400 million and $450 million annually simply by setting Google as the default search engine. Defaults have immense power because they make decision-making most convenient for human behavior. Of course, defaults can also serve public good. In India, where children often neglect hand hygiene, a company mixed soap powder into chalks used in schools. Children, while drawing, inadvertently covered their hands in soap, promoting cleanliness when they washed their hands. The spirit here is that you don't need to be persuaded to do something. You are already doing it. For the defaulted you, doing doesn't require a reason, while not doing does. But sometimes people must make choices. You can't declare that everyone not voting on election day defaults to supporting Hitler. In such cases, a technique slightly less potent than defaults but equally effective is making one option stand out more. In 1938, after Hitler annexed Austria, a national referendum was held, asking if people agreed with the Union of Austria and Germany and supported the list of leaders appointed by Hitler. Agree circle on the ballot was significantly larger than the disagree circle. One might argue that modern societies wouldn't resort to such tactics, but a 2019 UK election ballot shows otherwise. The Brexit Party's logo prominently featured a right-pointing arrow, coincidentally aligning with the box on the ballot, where voters were supposed to mark their choice. Psychologically, it's a blatant cue. Many voters may not understand or care much about politics. Even if they don't care, wouldn't they notice the arrow and mark it? The brain processes images far more efficiently than text. Evolution has equipped us to handle multiple images simultaneously, but text is a relatively recent addition to our cognitive load. Hence, visual elements make an option stand out. Graphics allow the brain to process information more smoothly, meaning faster, and faster implies a higher likelihood of selection. When you go to a restaurant and order, many dishes on the menu are presented in plain text, but there are a few signature dishes showcased with graphics. It's easy to imagine that you are more likely to choose the signature dishes. In some Japanese restaurants, lifelike models, sample, of various dishes are displayed, aiding customers in deciding what to order instantly. A vivid example of the power of images is the "Caution, Wet Floor" sign. Experimentally proven, the most effective design resembles a banana peel because people worldwide have seen cartoons where slipping on a banana peel leads to a fall. Tatam might be familiar with China. He mentions that, if you were asked to buy 5 different spices, cinnamon, fennel, star anise, peppercorn, and cloves, you could probably find them all. However, it seems troublesome, and you might not bother. In China, these 5 spices are bundled into 5-spice powder, making it much more convenient. Even at McDonald's, where everything can be ordered separately, they offer combo meals, simplifying the decision-making process. Even telecommunication services are now offered in bundled packages. In the realm of travel, you can customize daily itineraries, but it's much more straightforward to choose a pre-packaged Hangzhou 3-day tour or a luxurious 4-day tour of Yunnan. This discussion highlights how shaping your decision environment makes it easier for you to accept the decisions I want you to make. The human brain dislikes making choices. Faced with an overwhelming array of options, some high quality but expensive, some cheap but questionable in quality, some seemingly reasonable but uncertain about suitability, you're reluctant to compare them one by one and are tempted to just walk away. Hence, the fundamental idea behind guiding decision-making is to either eliminate the need for choices, make choices easier, or reduce the number of choices. This convenience for consumers comes at a cost. While shopping online, you might find yourself automatically subscribed to default options. Registering on a social media platform, the default setting allows it to collect your information. Purchasing a smart TV, it comes preloaded with numerous unnecessary apps. Tatam also expresses concerns about the potential misdirection caused by reducing options. For example, measuring blood pressure with a specific numerical value might be less understandable. Offering 3 options, high, normal, and low, provides a clearer understanding. However, even normal can have many variations. If the system breaks down normal into normal but slightly low or normal but slightly high, people might better comprehend their health status. In a sense, choice architecture can make people somewhat foolish. Tech-savvy individuals setting up a new computer might first change the browser, search engine, customize their options, and uninstall unnecessary software. While many times this might not matter much. Say, you just want to go to a Japanese restaurant and have a bowl of noodles. There's a crucial aspect to understand. Customization is a form of manipulation. Being customized should make you feel a bit uneasy. If you're a business, you can customize defaults for others. If you're a consumer, you can use customization to resist defaults. This concludes this section. In the next part, we will discuss how to guide your actions.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.